Today we are diving into a very important and trending topic, that is career in AI startups. For exploring this, we have a very special guest with us today, Mohammad Faraaz Ahmad. Faraaz is currently the Chief of Staff to the Chief Growth Officer at Lyzr.ai.
Lyzr.ai is a platform for making agents.
You are a Chief of Staff to the Chief Growth Officer, right, at Lyzr.ai. What's your main crucial responsibility?
Every founder, they need one person who can help them execute everything independently.
Master's Union to becoming a Chief of Staff at Lyzr.ai.
I realized that whatever I'm learning in college might not be that useful compared to the work I'm doing. Because in college, you are still debugging C. When I saw about Masters Union, it was all about how you can become an entrepreneur. I mean, if your ambition is to learn, then startups is something that you have to go for. If you want to get into a startup, it's all about showing what you can deliver. Like how fast you can execute, what you can deliver, and how good you are at learning.
The difference between someone who succeeds in the startup versus someone who thrives in large corporations.
Build some really good projects that will impress people. That will eliminate that question of do you have experience, because then your work will talk.
AI has intelligence, but human has experience.
Exactly.
From my viewers, I have a few students who used to struggle, right? If possible, in your free time, can you do a mock interview?
For sure. Interview and dating is same thing, I feel. Like they don't tell you why you got rejected. You just know that you got rejected.
What advice you would like to give for the students who want to excel their career into this AI startup world?
Maybe LinkedIn will not get you a job, but it will definitely put you over other people who are not active on LinkedIn. Whenever someone from the company is trying to hire you, first thing they check is your LinkedIn. And imagine having so many followers there, so many things that you have done, so many images there. That will just make you stand out. I mean, I truly believe in this quote that you are average of 5 people that you're around with. Right, so make sure the 5 people that are around you are very motivated people. They're not someone who are having that negative mentality. That really helps you stay motivated.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode. I am Hrudesh. Today we are diving into a very important and trending topic, that is career in AI startups for students and working professionals. And to help us for exploring this, we have a very special guest with us today, Mohammad Faraaz Ahmad. Faraaz is currently the Chief of Staff to the Chief Growth Officer at Lyzr.ai. He plays a very crucial role in product launches and team alignment as well. Beside his tech experience, he is also expert in business growth and go-to-market strategies. And we are thrilled to have him here today to share his insights that are highly valuable who are aspiring to join in this AI startup world. Thank you so much, Faraaz, for doing this.
Hey Rudesh, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good.
Yeah, before we begin, can you give us a little bit intro about what Lyzr.ai actually does, what it actually provides?
Sure. So Lyzr.ai is a platform for making agents. If you have heard of AI agents is nothing but, everyone might have used ChatGPT, right? But the problem with ChatGPT is it can't do tasks autonomously. You can ask ChatGPT to write an email, but maybe it cannot send it for you or follow up with that email, right? So what agents do is, agents help you do all these tasks autonomously. You can ask it to write an email, send an email, and even follow up with that. This is just a small example. So we have a platform where you can make such autonomous agents, and you can make n number of agents, link them together in a workflow, and they will do a specific task which maybe 5 or 10 people are required to do. For example, we have something called a JSON. That is our sales AI SDR.
Okay.
So it can do prospecting, it can do follow-ups, it can reach out to people. So it can do everything alone.
Okay.
So that's what agents do.
Okay.
And to help you build these agents, at Lyzr we have built a platform.
Okay.
So we also know that not everyone knows coding in this age, and all the AI tools are helping you with coding. Like even ChatGPT, you can just go ask what you want and it will give you the code. Or apps like Cursor, Lovable. So all these apps are helping people by removing the friction between coding and making a platform. Not everyone has to understand every aspect of the code. So that is why we have also made sure that Lyzr as a platform is very low code, so that people who don't know coding can also come and build their agents and use it to its fullest.
You are a chief of staff to the chief growth officer, right? At Lyzr.ai. What's your main crucial responsibilities?
That's interesting. One of the reasons that I like my role as of now is I don't have a fixed task. Me as a person, I get bored when I do one task every day. So my tasks change based on the campaigns that we are running. Sometimes I get involved in product hunt launches, as you mentioned. Sometimes I get involved in video creation. I help the content team to come up with like good videos, help them with the script, help them with finding good titles, and also help them edit sometimes. I also help in making strategizing campaigns sometimes, right? So it depends on wherever. So I'll tell you like, what exactly a founder's office or a chief of staff person does. Every founder, they need one person who can help them execute everything independently.
Okay.
Reaching out to teams might delay a process, right? Let's say I want to run some experiment. I might have to reach to tech people. I might have to reach to marketing people. I might have to reach to someone in design. I have to gather all these people, have a meeting with them, explain what experiment I'm trying to run, and then take time from them and then run the experiment. This is a very long process. Instead, what if you have one person who knows all these things and can help you do this independently? So that is nothing but what a chief of staff does.
Okay.
So either I reach out to all the people and help them run this experiment independently, or I run it myself. So because of that, I don't have any fixed task every day. Not every day, at least every week. There are n number of tasks that I have done. So yeah, it's very diverse. It's all over my plate.
Okay. So can you break it down? What is artificial intelligence? What is AI actually mean in simple terms?
AI, okay. I'll tell you the difference. Okay, let me give you an analogy. Let's say you are hiring an intern. You have a company and you're hiring an intern, right? And initially, the intern might not know anything. You have to teach intern everything, and then you expect the intern to do all the tasks for you. AI is nothing but an intern that you have hired.
Okay.
The more and more you teach the AI, the more and more it learns.
Okay.
So in simple terms, for people who don't know coding, who don't know anything about tech, they can just treat AI as an intern. The more you treat AI as a human, the better it performs.
Okay. And a simple term about what is GenAI to our viewers. I mean,
GenAI,
most of my viewers are beginners or students. So can you break it down? What is GenAI?
sure. GenAI or generative AI is nothing but where you have trained AI on n number of examples.
True.
So what AI does is, let's say the most useful feature of GenAI as of now is generating images. You might have seen Ghibli art going viral. Like ChatGPT, it just got so much boom because of the Ghibli art.
True.
So let's take that as an example. ChatGPT doesn't know how to make actually a Ghibli art of you, but still it manages to do it. So how does it do it? It's been trained on so many data of Ghibli art from the Ghibli studio. So what it does is, it takes that as an example, and then using it, so that is divided into n number of pixels, and then that pixels come together, and then it generates your image. So it was never trained on your image, but still it manages to make an image that's very near to how you look.
Okay.
Or any image. Let's say you want to make an image of a sea creature that never existed. You just give some description and just starts creating. Okay. So maybe it will take image from a cat, from a dog, from a fish, from a crocodile. So it will combine all this and then it generates an image which never existed before. So that is nothing but GenAI in short.
Okay. Got it. Could you walk us through your journey? I mean, from your time at Masters Union to becoming a chief of staff at Lyzr.ai.
Sure. It's quite a journey, I would say.
Can you make it simple what Masters Union actually provide? I mean, what we can learn from there?
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll give you a context for why Masters Union so that maybe you can understand it better. Okay, so when I was in my PU, there was a lockdown.
Okay.
And because of that, we thought CET would get postponed. We were expecting for that, and then CET didn't get postponed. So I got really low rank in CET. So the only college I could get into, which was decent enough, was in Mysore. I got there, but all my friends were in Bangalore, so I felt that FOMO, like, oh my God, maybe I'm missing out on so many things. So I was looking very hard to somehow go out of Mysore, go to Bangalore and explore things. So from there, I participated in few hackathons, which were in Bangalore. I happened to come to Bangalore. And because of those hackathons and all that, in my second year, I landed an internship in a company called as Legal Copy.
Okay.
So it was a legal company. It's like DigiLocker, but for US. So they're trying to build something like that.
In the second
I
year,
was
you got that.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was an intern there. I was front-end developer,
Okay.
and there I learned a lot of things. I learned how to make websites. That was the first time where I actually got some real-world exposure, and I realized that whatever I'm learning in college might not be that useful compared to the work I'm doing. Because
Okay.
in college we were still debugging C. So that was something really fun. That was something that made me realize that, oh my God, making websites is an art. Like it's like art, but in form of coding. So I started making websites, and then there was this movie that I watched called Social Network. I'm sure even you might have watched it. That's my favorite movie. Whenever I feel low, I watch that movie. And then I saw where Mark Zuckerberg builds a website and it goes viral in overnight. Everyone starts using it. So I got this idea of building a website called Kittency. It is something related to with pets. I built that website. I took AWS subscriptions. I did everything. I paid so much for hosting and all that. And for a month or two, I'm just paying for hosting and nothing is happening. I was literally clueless. I built a website, but why isn't anyone using this website? And then, of course, I had to shut it down. I still didn't know what happened there. And after almost 2 years, I got an opportunity in another company called as Avinya. That was a real estate company, industrial real estate company. I joined there, and there they wanted me as a full stack developer to build websites. But since it's a real estate company, it was part of marketing team. Then when I got into the marketing team there, I started realizing how many things I didn't know about a business or a startup.
Okay.
There were n number of things, from marketing to sales to everything else, which I didn't know at all as a developer. Then I realized the mistake I did with Kittency. It was like I didn't know how to market. I didn't know what marketing was at all. I was just expecting people, like my website would pop up and people would just come and see my website or explore it. I didn't know about SEO. I didn't know about anything. And then I also realized marketing was more people-friend job compared to coding. Coding was like I just had to sit in one place and do, but marketing I had to interact with people. I still love talking to people. So that's how I gained interest in marketing. And one of my friend from Avinya, his name is Kritik, he was a part of Master Union.
Okay.
He was part of a cohort. He was taking classes there. And then he told me, if you want to, formalize this, you want to get into like core marketing, maybe why don't you try for Masters Union? So when I saw about Masters Union, it was all about how you can become an entrepreneur. But they focused more on marketing because that is something people like me who have a tech background don't know.
Okay.
So that's how I ended up in Masters Union. So what Masters Union, they have a number of courses. They have for finance, they have for marketing, they have for, I think they even came up with engineering now. One of the good things I like about them is they teach you how to do marketing by making you like build a product and market it.
Okay.
So they wanted us to build a startup. I wouldn't say startup, maybe a dropshipping business, a small dropshipping business. Okay. And we learned everything through that. How to do SEO, how to build a website, how to run ads on it. What is pixels, how to integrate pixels there, how to optimize the ads. So all these things we learned by doing it.
Okay.
So, and the course was also very small. It was just a 9-month course. It was a cohort. So that came to use, and then I explored Lyzr there. And when Lyzr came on board, I joined Lyzr as a community operations manager. And yeah, within few months, maybe, since I had expertise in marketing, in design, and in tech, they found me fit to be part of the founder's office, and that's how I transitioned to chief of staff.
So inspiring, so challenging.
Lots of ups and downs, I would say.
Marketing is the most underrated skill in 2025. I mean, most of the students or developers generally use it to concentrate on building the product. they
Right.
won't concentrate much on marketing. Okay, can you give us a few tips? I mean, in order to get better at the marketing.
I think it's both the ways. Sometimes you have good product, but you don't have good marketing. That doesn't work. Sometimes you have good marketing, you don't have product. It might work for once, but you don't have retention there.
Okay.
So combination of maybe an average product, average marketing, or good product, average marketing, or average product and good marketing. All these three combinations is something that will help you scale your startup or your venture, is what I think. So one of the best example is Zomato, according to me. Like, it does such good marketing. They try to connect with Gen Z as much as possible.
Yeah.
All their posts, all their videos, it's
True.
so good.
True.
You just don't feel like using Swiggy once you see their post. Like, they have that connect.
True.
And they even try to reach your expectation by giving you offers, by giving food on time. Their customer service is good. So that's an example for good product, good marketing. And yeah, I think marketing is really underrated. Especially people who are into tech, they genuinely believe that the product itself sells. Like, you don't have to do marketing if the product is good, but it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
If your product is good, you have to go out in the market and tell people that, you know what, I've built something that's really good, which I think you should try. So if you do that, then, and if you have a good product, then definitely it will scale.
True. Before you mentioned one term called SEO, search engine optimization.
Right.
How it boosts our website?
Okay. In simple terms, assume Instagram Reels. Let's take example of that. Previously, you had to like a reel for it to come into your algorithm.
Okay.
But today, if you spend more than maybe like 3-4 seconds, the algorithm will change. It will start suggesting you the same type of reels. You don't even have to like it. So SEO works in a similar way. The more the time you spend on a particular web page or a website, then the search engine or the Google or the browser understands maybe this is what you like. And it will start suggesting the same kind of website to people around you. Maybe you are interested in AI agents. I'm interested in AI agents. I spend more time on Lyzr's website. Maybe Google will suggest you the same website. That is because I spent more time, so maybe you also like it. So in SEO, what we try to do is we try to hold people's attention on the website. For that, what we have to do, we have to put good content there, very engaging content, and we have to create so much content that even when you search for your competitor, you have to still land, the people have to still land on your website. So I have seen many people do this. I think Upwork or someone does this. If you search for their competitor, still Upwork shows on top because they have written a blog about their competitor.
Okay.
So that is why you will see even we at Lyzr do this. We have written many comparison blogs, Lyzr versus LangChain, Lyzr versus Crew, so that even if you search Crew, you land up on Lyzr website.
Okay.
So this is one of the example. Other thing that we do is there might be some keywords that people search a lot. So we take that keywords. It might be Ghibli art now, or how to generate videos, or how to make AI avatars. These are some trending keywords that people might, search a lot. So we find such keywords using Google Analytics. We make content on that and put it and take it live. Okay. So that when people search even that keywords, we show up. Okay. It's all about how you are making people discover, how you are making your website discover to people who don't know what Lyzr is.
True. What motivated you to join in an AI startup? I mean, instead of going into this traditional corporate MNCs, why you particularly joined in the startup world?
Yeah. I was particular in joining joining startups from very beginning. Maybe I didn't think of AI, but I did think that I do know that I want to be in a startup for a very long time, because even my ambition one day is to build something of my own. And I think when you're part of a startup, you get to dirty your hands in everything. You know what's going on in sales, you know what's going on funding wise, you know what's going on in marketing. So they don't hide anything from you. They want you to be involved in everything. So one of the best parts of working in startup is if you want to literally use all your skills, experiment with all your skills, see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, you have to join a startup. At least in the beginning of your career, if you join a startup, I really think you will become this high performance guy when you join an actual corporate.
But Yeah, there is a myth called for whenever we join in a startup, we need to wear multiple hats. I mean,
Correct.
taking extra pressure, taking extra work.
Yeah, that might be true, but again, I think it depends on what your end goals are. I have seen many people in this startup, in my previous startup, who join and then leave for because of work pressure and all that. Right. Work pressure in the AI startups is there if you see it as a work pressure, but if you have joined with the intention of maybe learning or just learning all the stuff and going and implementing it on something else that you're trying to build, or maybe if you just like execution more, if you just like the speed of execution, and if you don't, I mean, if your ambition is to learn, then startups is something that you have to go for. And another thing about startups is once you join a startup, you might not have work-life balance because and then I mean you'll feel like you don't have work-life balance if you don't like what you're doing, right? If you don't like what you're doing, then your work will look like work, or else I think you won't even come to know that, oh my god, so much time passed.
If we truly love something towards work, we just end up working endlessly, right? I mean,
Right.
we won't count hours as well.
Exactly. I have a friend of mine. He works in a very big corporate. He's my roommate, and he's suddenly looking for startups. He's like, oh my god, I feel like I'm not being valued. I have so much skills, and I feel like it's of no use. Like he's really good at coding. He's really good at what he does, but he gets very basic tasks. He's like, I don't even feel like I'm doing the work, and they're paying me for the work I'm doing.
Okay.
He's not satisfied with the work he's doing. So now he wants to transition into a startup. So there are people like these who feel like their skills are not being utilized. Why did I even spend 4 years in college when this was not something I want to do, right? So maybe people like that are a very good fit for startups. But I mean, it's not a bad thing to work in a corporate if your ambition is not to uh, get your hands dirty with everything. Nothing wrong in that. Everyone has their own priorities. Maybe some people like slow life, some people like well planned life. Working in a corporate, yeah, not so challenging. You have like step 1, step 2, step 3. When you join a corporate, you know when you're going to get hike, you know when you're going to get increment. So if some people like that, nothing bad in that. It just depends on your goal.
In your opinion, what is the mindset difference between someone who succeeds in the startup versus someone who thrives in large corporations?
As an employee,
Yeah.
someone who succeeds in startup is very simple. If you're working in a startup, you have to think it as your own, because there are very less number of people. When you say startup, I think maximum 50 people will be in your company.
Yeah.
You know all 50 people. You're so well connected with everyone. You're so well connected with the leadership team. You have to make them feel like you actually care about what's happening there. And I think in most of the startups, I mean, in most of the good startups, even the company will reward you in the same way. Like if you care for the company will care you as well. They'll make sure that you're well paid. They'll make sure that you have good time to spend for yourself. And you have to, like when you're in a startup, another thing about startups is you can experiment there. Because even they don't know what will work. So they'll give you a free hand. Okay, maybe you try this, maybe you try that. So when you're trying, and if something works, that becomes like a blueprint for you. You can literally use it anywhere because you know it works. So yeah, to work in a startup, you need to have guts to experiment new things. You need to care for the product, you need to care for your teammates, and you need to care for the company. But in corporate, I didn't work in a corporate, but my friends do, so I can just tell what I've seen. Maybe you don't get rewarded if you care for the company. Maybe you just get the work done. That's it. Working in a corporate, just get the work done.
Okay, let's discuss some technical part. What core skills does students or freshers need to get to break into this AI startup?
Core skills, definitely, if you need to get into AI, one of the biggest thing that I suggest everyone, even my juniors, I have spoke to so many of them, and this is the only thing that I suggest. If you want to get into AI startup, learn to use AI. You don't have to learn how to build AI. Learn to use AI. There are many AI tools that people don't know to use apart from ChatGPT.
True.
There are tools like Lovable, which will help you build front end. There are tools like Cursor, which will help you code. There are tools like Lyzr or N8N, which will help you make workflows. If you want to work in an AI startup, first see what that AI startup is building, learn to use that tool, show them that you can use their tool. So recently I was hiring for some roles in our company, and all the people that I've hired, I've just checked whether they know how to use Lyzr and whether they know how to use other AI tools. If they know how to use other AI tools, they'll understand everything. The rest of the things, maybe you'll come in and learn. But if you don't know how to use AI at all, if you don't know how to use the basic AI tools, then maybe it will be a bit difficult. This first thing. Second thing is, there are so many resumes that we got just for 2 or 3 roles. I was so shocked. Hundreds of resumes for some role for a company with just 50 people. So that's the competition. And if you want to get through, maybe you just don't send a resume. Maybe you send a deck. Why I should hire you. You send a deck, you send a portfolio website, you send me the work that you have done which will impress me. You'll suddenly stand out. I don't even have to look other resumes. I'll just see, oh my God, he just sent me a deck. That itself shows me that you have put in some effort. And if you come in, maybe you'll put more effort to for the company also. So send a deck, make a deck about you, make a deck about what you have done in past, how it will be to work with you, show me your work. You'll be hired. So it's all about, if you want to get into a startup, it's all about showing what you can deliver. Like how fast you can execute, what you can deliver, and how good you are at learning. So yeah, these are the 2 things.
If you are very curious about these AI startups, I hope you found today's conversations as inspiring as I did. Also, if you found this episode valuable, share this to a friend. Until next time, keep learning, keep building. See you in the next one. Bye bye.